गुड मॉर्निंग एवरीवन। आई होप कि आप सब बहुत अच्छे हैं, अच्छे तरीके से जिंदगी कट रही है एंड वी आर ऑल डूइंग ग्रेट एंड we are meeting after a very long time, primarily because of the World Cup. So today's session is again because for last 1 month I have been getting requests about, I think from the new members mostly, about conducting a session on LinkedIn. Though we have already done 2 sessions on LinkedIn, they are already on Value Talks channel and plus on Career Coach channel also. There we have some videos about LinkedIn, but today we will approach LinkedIn in a little different manner. So today we'll talk about job search strategies on LinkedIn, and of course we'll start from the basic and then take it forward. And for this, I have Commander Ram with me. Commander Ram has been with us on this Value Talks earlier also. He is a LinkedIn specialist and LinkedIn expert, and he helps veterans as well as corporates on, leveraging LinkedIn. Commander Ram, are you there?
Good morning, sir. I'm here, sir. Very well.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Good to see you
I'm
again.
good, sir. Yes, thank you, sir. Same here. This is the
Good to
second time I'm coming on this network.
Yeah. But I think from the previous time to this time, there is a little change. Names I can see, there are many new names. So, and they may not have seen the earlier videos, though I request every one of you to go to Value Talks channel or Career Coach channel and see the previous videos about LinkedIn. But nevertheless, today, Ram, what we'll do is that we'll cover the basics and then take it forward, just to give the benefit of doubt to some people who may not be very well conversant with LinkedIn, right?
Done, sir.
So I will do away with the introductions. Commander Ram, you can search him on LinkedIn. Please share your LinkedIn profile here. Ram, I request you, so
I'll do
that
that,
people
sir.
can have a look at your profile and they can contact you as and when they need any guidance.
Sure,
And
sir.
the very fact that we are calling him again on Value Talks is itself a testimony that we think that he is very, very good, and which he is. So, Ram, let's start without wasting any time. For those who are new to LinkedIn, what are the key features and benefits that they should be aware of? And
Okay,
we will
sir.
cover. I request you to cover them only in brief because I expect everyone to be aware of what LinkedIn is all about, and so we'll not dwell too much on it, but you can still cover a little bit.
Done, sir. First of all, thank you so much for having me here again, sir. This is the second time that I'm here. And good morning to each one of you. I can see almost about 36 or 37 people out here. And I think that most of you are making a transition from the military to the civilian world side, that's corporate world. And I wish you all the best to each one of you for that. Yes, LinkedIn, as Colonel Manish said, we'll just touch upon in very basic for those newbies who want to know what actually it is. So it's all known that LinkedIn is a largest professional networking platform. Okay, it's like any other social media, but this is particularly for professional networking. About 900 million users in India only. We have almost 100 million, second in the world. And we also know, I'm especially talking from the point of transitioning veterans, that 95% of employers actually search for their candidates, whether it is a warm lead or it's a full lead, final lead on the LinkedIn. So that's why it makes more sense for you all to be there. And also that more than 85%, in fact, it would be even 95%, of the jobs that we people get at the level where we want to pitch in is always through networking and relationship, right? So that's another advantage of being on LinkedIn. And one more advantage you can say is it's a free platform that is given or accessible to everyone to promote your brand. Tell us who you are, what you do, what you're looking for, right? And apart from that, yes, it's definitely used for job search. Share your content, be visible on the social media, and also stay updated with a lot of learnings that is available on the LinkedIn. So that's in very short what LinkedIn is all about and why it matters to us.
Can we also talk about little bit of what are the sections on LinkedIn? I mean,
Okay.
from your thing, little bit,
Yes.
which they should work on when building their LinkedIn file.
So LinkedIn has got various sections. So first thing what I'll talk about is what actually recruiters look into your profile. Okay, let's see from their eyes, from their point of view. So the first thing is completeness of all these sections. We all know it has got various sections, and few are very, very important. Let's say starting from the top, the banner, your photograph, your headline, the about or the summary section, your experience section, right? Skills, endorsements, honors and awards. So these are generally the main one. And apart from this, you also have subsections or subsidiaries such as projects, in the courses that you have done, the volunteering activities that you have done, or some thing that is close to your heart. The various causes that you actually stand for. So these are the various sections and subsections that you need to complete. That is the first step. The second step, we need to optimize it. When we say optimize it, it means we need to make it searchable. Like if in case somebody wants, let's say, facility management in Gurgaon. So does he have those facility management in the headline, or the keywords related with facility management, let's say preventive maintenance or scheduled maintenance, right? Or maintenance audit in throughout their profile. So one needs to make it searchable. The second is needs to be attractive also, because you have got so many profile on the LinkedIn. So what is it that your profile makes other people come or stick to your profile? What is it there? Is it the message that you have written on the banner? Is it your headline? Or is it your about section that talks about, in a very personal story format? So what is it that actually catches the other people's eye? So that's basically it's the attractive part. And the third part is basically credible. How can you make your LinkedIn credible? Because whatever we write or I write, let's say in LinkedIn, I will always write all good points about myself, isn't it? So, but what happens is, as a human psychologist, we always tend to believe what other people are talking about us. So what are other people saying about our skills? Do they endorse our skills? Or what are they saying in recommendations? Are they talking about some project that we did with them 2 years back where they liked some part of it? Maybe, the way I conducted a negotiation, or the way I conducted an event, or I conducted the IT security audit. So if somebody else says something good point about me, then that actually makes it more credible. So that these are the three parts, completeness, optimizing, and making it more credible.
Right. Thank you, Ram. I will also add here that in very nutshell, LinkedIn is your advertisement to the job world, job market. So there is a difference. It is resume is something which tells in great detail what you have done, etc., what skills you have, and you are the product, and you have to sell yourself. And your advertisement to the world market, which is open for everyone to see, is LinkedIn. Okay, so it will not have all the details of the resume, but will have the relevant details, eye-catching details, and you have to make it searchable and eye-catching so that people are attracted towards you and they consider you for the job market. That is what LinkedIn is all about. So that is why, and whenever you apply for any job, the first thing the recruiter does is that he goes to your LinkedIn profile and looks at your LinkedIn profile. So that is why it is very, very important. Come what may, whether you are selling a product, whether you're doing a business, whether you are applying for a job, or you have written an article which is worth reading, the anybody who engages with you in any of these things will first look at your LinkedIn profile to check out who this person is, and that is why it is your advertisement to the world. So बहुत important है कि आपकी LinkedIn profile जो है वो when you are in your transition period, if we are talking about armed forces officers, before you are coming out, your LinkedIn profile should be well made. Okay, and you need not copy your resume to your LinkedIn profile. We have spoken about it in great detail in my earlier conversation with Commander Ram, you must have a look at that video, right? So with this, we will come to the topic proper. Just give me a minute. You can, instead of sending me messages here, please, you can send the messages in the chat box. It is a little difficult to, track both the things. Right. So, Ram, what are the essential elements that should be included in LinkedIn profile to make it attractive to the potential employers, especially for someone who's transitioning from uh, armed forces to corporate? So, those essential elements that have to be included in your LinkedIn profile.
Okay, sir. Okay. Now, just adding into that, we recognize that LinkedIn is very, very important to us. That's why most of the resume, in fact, every resume that I see or I get or even somebody gets, you'll always see just below the name, LinkedIn profile, email, and mobile number is given. So that shows that it is considered as important by us also and by others definitely. And if somebody actually goes and clicks it there, he'll be directed to your LinkedIn profile. And it really makes a lot of impact if your LinkedIn profile has got certain elements, okay, that shows how caliber you are. Or it also shows that actually, yes, you care for your profile, right? It should not happen that somebody clicks on your resume on the LinkedIn link, goes to your profile, doesn't like it and just, shuts off your resume. वो पढ़ता ही नहीं है. Okay, so it should always make him come back because he sees that profile is very good. Okay, this person is actually working, he's going out of way to find out what actually can help him get a job or get him wherever he wants to. So okay, now coming to the various important sections, especially from the transitioning military veterans point of view. The first thing is, okay, apart from that banner and photo, definitely needs to be attractive, it's good. The headline is the title, okay, that shows below your name, below your photograph, and you get actually 220 characters to put it there. So what you need to put there is, I see a lot of people just writing their rank, name, and some education. What you need to write is, okay, whatever is your present position, plus what is your aspirations. Are you looking for into facility management or a project management or a cyber security or a supply chain manager, whatever you're looking for, okay, that plus some bold achievements that you have, like, okay, were you given some great award by someone, or have you achieved some million contract value? How is it that you're different from others? And third, some keywords, some catchy keywords that actually is understood by the industry people where you are actually targeting, so that whenever you search, your profile actually comes up. And this particular title I want to just emphasize, very, very important, because whenever you search, your title shows up. Whenever you make comments on somebody's post, your title shows up.
Ram, can you just share your screen and show some, just for explaining what you're talking about. When you're saying headline, many of them may not be able to comprehend. If you can share.
Yeah, I can share. So just give me a minute. Let me just.
While we are talking about all these headlines, etc., that is not the topic proper today. We will actually talk about the job search strategies, how you should do it. But before that, we want everyone to be on the same level, so that at least you know the basics of LinkedIn. All these headline section, about section, and experience section, this is part of the basics of LinkedIn.
So I hope each one of you can see this.
Yes, we can.
Okay. So let me just go to my profile and show that, because that will be the easiest one to do that. Okay, so starting from the top, quick review. The part that you see behind my photograph is the banner, and what you write there is what you actually want to tell the world. So this is my message to the world. So that's why I've written this. You can accordingly decide what you want to write. Second is photograph. The third is, this is the headline that I'm talking about, right? So here because you cannot actually directly relate my headline with yours, because I do really different than what other people do. Okay, but you understand the point, right? So what is it that you bring to the table for the organization? What is it that where you want to go, and how you can be value to the people that you want to connect with? That's what actually is there. Right. So when I said, let's say you have a Agile Scrum certificate, or you are, moving into IT security audit or risk and governance. So those keywords needs to come here. Right? Because let's say if
If you see Ram's profile, and I mean, first of all, the banner is there. Of course, the banner tells it all. And secondly, in the where it is Commander Ram, it is written where he has mentioned his skills, that he's a keynote speaker, he's a LinkedIn trainer. So anybody, any recruiter who's looking for a LinkedIn trainer, or any organization which is looking for a LinkedIn trainer, it is right there in front. What he is wanting the people to see, the recruiters or organizations or his clients to see, is right there at the very top. I don't have to look for what Commander Ram does or what his expertise is. I don't have to go through the entire profile. In the first 30 seconds, in fact, first 10 seconds, I know what he is. That is what he's talking about.
So after that, let's move on to the next important section, that is about. Now, about is basically a summary of your own self. It's basically if you introduce yourself to a third person, what is it that you want to say about yourself, right? So first thing is always should be in the first person. I am so and so, and I do so and so, rather than third person that, Colonel so and so or Major so and so is hardworking, dynamic or something like that, right? So if I just show you, okay. So the thing is, again, it has when I say attractiveness, no, what actually I mean is not only the content, but the way you write, the formatting, make it easy for the other person to read it. It should not be overloaded. It should not be verbose, right? Just to the point. What is you actually want to say? So again, this will not actually match with maybe your requirement, but again, you will get the point, right? So here you actually want to talk about who you are, what are your strengths, what are maybe your one or two achievements that you're very, very proud of in your entire career, okay, not one or two instances. And what is that you're looking for in the future? Are you making a transition? Are you looking for a job, or there is still 4 years to go, but you're not looking for a job now. You are there basically to make connections. So your intent needs to be very, very clear from here. So if you see here, I have written, I'm just giving example, okay, who I am, okay, and what is my mission and how can I help you, right? And if you're interested, then this is call to action. If you're interested, and do this. So similarly, in your case, I'm making a transition, let's say in December 2023, and I'm expert in so and so, so and so. If you want to get in touch with me, then please connect me on this particular mobile number or WhatsApp, or you can redirect them to your website if you have got anything and everything that can actually help people to get in touch with you fast. वो process को fast बनाना चाहते हैं, ऐसे नहीं कि okay, if, okay, this person seems to be very good, I want to, but where is his mobile number or where is his email, so we should provide them at this particular place only. So that is, all about the about section. Right. Second is this experience. Now, this experience is something related with your resume, and most of the people have it. But this is a little more than that. And here you do not have to be very, very specific, or let's say, to the point or the bullet point. Here you can actually have a little more paragraph as well. In line of story format, and you need not give everything here because most of the things will also be in the resume. So basically, it's not a cut, copy, paste of your resume, right? Some important points that you actually want to highlight here. Education definitely needs to be there, because again, if somebody is looking at, let's say, he gives a filter MBA, right, and operation manager. So if you have MBA, but if you have not reflected here, then your profile will actually not come up. It's as simple as that, right? So that goes about the education. Similarly, the license and certification. You have a PMP, you have a Agile, Scrum, or you have facility management professional. But if it is not listed here, and if somebody makes it mandatory, it takes it in LinkedIn Recruiter, again, it will not come up. So that's why this is the importance of putting all this. And as I said, there's a different subsections also, projects, but may be important, may not be important, depending on what kind of role are you going for, right? volunteering, same thing. Yeah, another one is this skills, right? So skills, very very important, right? All the keyword, basically it needs to have all those. Let's say if I go here, right? So industry knowledge, in interpersonal skills. So if industry knowledge, let's say somebody is developer or Java or Python, right? Agile or subscription, so all those things needs to be here, right? It needs to be here. Project management. If you see my, let's say, operation management, project management, right? And interpersonal skills. So there are various different sections that needs to be there. People management, leadership, strategy planning, analytical thinking, critical thinking, right? All. And the last one is, okay, not to forget that only highlighting skills is one thing. Highlighting your skills and telling somebody or being endorsed by somebody else is different thing, right? So getting endorsement is very very important. As I said, third party validation, somebody else giving his trust to you. It's basically transfer of trust from that person to you. And then recommendation section is very very important, right? And it need not be that you need to get recommendation from the person whom you recommend, not necessary, right? So recommendation is again very very important. And some publications, as I said, some courses, honors and awards. Honors and awards are definitely important. Okay, that's why different section has been given. You may like to feel others are, but right. And the organization that you are part of, let's say, different organization that we have, like it could be Red Cross, it could be IET, it could be associations, right? It could be ISAC, whatever, right? So, in nutshell, these are the important sections that one needs to fill up, right? Complete and then optimize it. And it's a recurring process initially, but once it goes to a certain level, then you don't have to actually touch it much.
Right. Very, very, very well explained, Ram. Only few things, few takeaways from here. Number one, it's a little informal. It's informal as compared to your resume. Okay. It's first person, my mission, who am I, all those things. In resume, you don't use first person. Okay. Second thing, it is not in the experience section, you don't have to cut, copy, paste your resume. It just will have very relevant details, whatever you have done. And for the person should ask, after looking at your profile, the person should ask for your resume. Okay. He should approach you. That is the aim of the LinkedIn, this thing. Vishal, we don't have to worry about this. That is about great English showcasing capability. Actually, just worry about what you have done and how to project yourself in the best possible manner. We are not worried about who's writing what. We are worried about ourselves. What I have done and how to project myself in the best possible manner with regard to what experience I have. Okay. So we don't have to judge what is the true potential of a person is not. For that, the purpose of LinkedIn is not to judge the true potential. The purpose of LinkedIn is that I should be out of thousands of people who are applying for a job, or if you are a recruiter, if you're looking at thousands of CVs, out of that, those 10, 15 CVs, how to shortlist. And when they shortlist that CV, your CV should be there. That is the only purpose of that. Okay. Right. So, and in the skill section, there are total of 50 skills which you can include. A lot of people don't include these skills. Go through, if you're suppose, for example, if you're transitioning from armed forces, there are certain skills which inherently you have, leadership skills. Okay. So project management, if you're planning to do, planning to make a career in project management, then project management related skills. So make a list of, or maybe we'll cover ahead maybe what all relevant skills you must include. And you must make use of these 50 skills, listing down of those 50 skills very carefully. Because if you are a premium member, that brings another topic actually. If you're a premium member, then it tells you how many skills match I mean, how many skills out of your in your profile match with what the recruiter wants, Anyway, we'll talk about it later. So, Ram, another problem which many of us face is how to translate our military experience into language that resonates with recruiters or HR managers on LinkedIn who are scouting for relevant candidates. We are not able to translate our military experience. So, how do we do it?
Okay, sir. That's a very, very pertinent question, in fact, because what we tend to do is we write every section, okay, whether it is a profile about section or the experiences, in the manner that we understand, right? It could be even the title or the way we write about what we actually do. We may be writing, let's say, squad and electrical officer or GSO1 or quartermaster, with the other person actually will not know. And they don't have time to find out also, because it's not their interest. So my point is, if we are going to the civilian world, to the corporate world, then we must actually talk their lingo, right? Especially from the language point of view. So first thing is, we need to simplify it. We need to see what the other person actually understand. So write in those simple language that actually what we have done, our experiences. The second thing is, that is basically removing all military jargons. The second is quantifying what actually we have done and what was the result that was achieved. Because everybody is, bothered about the result. Actually, that is what actually speaks, right? Wherever. So what you have done definitely is important, but what was the impact of what you have done? Whether it was a negotiation, whether it was an audit, whether it was an operation, whether it was a maintenance, whatever it is. So what value was given to the team or to the company or to the organization that you were there while doing that particular project? So that is also important. Now, third is, as Colonel Kochhar also mentioned, some skills are very inherent. Let's say critical thinking, right? Determination, people management, team leadership, right? Risk, okay, compliances, process, protocols. So all these also actually needs to be brought out, and these are basically the same words. So here actually we can play on these words, because you don't have to change these words. Yes, certain places where you find that this is very exclusively used in the force and not outside, वो आप change कर सकते हैं. But otherwise all these are transferable skill, because whatever work you do outside, you always will need people management, team leadership, motivation, inspiration, all these things, critical thinking. And the fourth thing is, having said that, LinkedIn actually is overall persona, but it also needs to be aligned to certain direction that you are looking for. Let's say if somebody is looking into go into ship repairs or ship management, then for him it makes more sense to talk about those particular aspects than talking about IT. Maybe half of his period in force may be related with IT, but that is not the place where you want to go. So while IT will remain a small, let's say 20% of part, but major part actually he'll talk about ship repairs and maintenance, because that is the place where he wants to go. So that all these major ship repairers or dogs actually, whenever they're looking for, they find his profile. So alignment of your whole profile towards some direction is very important. If somebody is looking for, let's say, business development role, his profile will definitely be different from somebody who's looking into let's say risk governance or compliances or simple administration, right? So that needs to do. And a lot of people ask me, ये मिलेगा कैसे, पता कैसे करेंगे कि कहाँ से करना? So my answer is very, very simple. First thing is, you can actually go and see other people profile. आप अपने फौजी के profile देख सकते हो, because we all have our people, our best mates, seniors, juniors outside. So go and look them. And today, suppose if somebody is there, in Nokia, let's say, or somebody there Wells Fargo, or somebody there TCS, and we know that particular person left 5 years back or 10 years back. So just go through the profile, just see how they started, what are the intermediate steps, and what is that and where did they actually go from, which place to which place to which place. So that could actually also give you some idea of, your career graph. The second is, read through a lot of job descriptions. Right? You want last mile delivery operation manager in let's say, e-commerce company. So look for a job, see what is job description entails. What is it that the person is expected to do? Uske roles, responsibilities kya hai? Everything will be written there, and just see how much of it actually matches with yours. Because your end aim is to go into supply chain, into operations. That almost you're very clear. So try to align it. We write everything, and if somebody reads it, maybe it's very attractive, maybe it's a good thing about us. He'll know lot of information about us. But the thing is, वो वहीं रह जाता है. उसके बाद क्या? He actually cannot decipher that what is it that I'm looking for, what is it that I want. If he wants to help me, he is clueless. उसको पता नहीं कि मेरे को क्या चाहिए और मुझे पता नहीं कि मैं कैसे बताऊं. So there's a gap.
Ram, I think everybody should also have a look at 40-minute masterclass on CV writing. In that, we had actually taken, me and Vipul had covered that this thing. We actually role played, where Vipul was kind of a person who was coming out of the uniform and didn't know how to write a CV. So it was an interesting masterclass which we had taken, and how to translate your military experience into the translate to corporate world. So I strongly recommend. The video is available on Value Talks YouTube channel, and it is by the name this name only, masterclass on 40 minutes masterclass on CV writing or something. So have a look at that. I'm sure that it will be helpful. There are 2-3 of them, but have a look at this one at least. Okay, networking. Everybody talks about it. So how do we build our and leverage LinkedIn network to explore the job? Somebody also, just in between, I saw a comment, somebody said how to get recommendations. So it's all part of actually networking. So how do we build our network? How do we leverage our LinkedIn to our advantage and connect with industry professionals? Before you start this question, I have at number of occasions I have emphasized this point that LinkedIn is not a job search platform. LinkedIn is a professional networking platform. Job is a byproduct here. So if you are using LinkedIn for job search and applying, I'm telling you, you're not using LinkedIn properly. So don't just take LinkedIn as a job search and application platform. LinkedIn is a professional networking platform. Okay. And job will be a byproduct. So yeah, go ahead, Ram, please.
Yes, sir, you rightly brought out, what happens is many a times, I just get
Sure.
some connect request from someone. So the moment I say accept it, and immediately the other message comes, I'm so and so rank and name, and I'm making a transition, or I'm already into I left service about 3 months back. This is my resume. Please do the needful. So actually, I am left clueless. I do not know what to say to him. That what is the needful that I need to do it for him? What is it that he wants from me? I know he is looking for a job, but how am I going to help him? That I don't know. So networking is a resource, or LinkedIn is a resource. And what I say is, resource is just a resource. The tool is as good as user, and we may have as many of tools or resources we can, but if you do not know how to use them, it will never be enough, right? So what is networking? We need to understand very, very well. Your networking, actually, it has got different connotation as well, but networking true sense may, especially talking from the point of view of LinkedIn, is basically a relationship building. It's like friendship building, personal friendship in a professional environment. So how do we do it? हम किसी के दोस्त कैसे बनते हैं? ऐसे थोड़ी कि हमने जो है किसी को भी बोल दिया, अपना नाम बता दिया, बोला हम आज से दोस्त हो गए. It doesn't happen that way, like in real life also. So first thing is, we need to know someone, then we need to like that particular person, then we need to have certain level of trust, and then only that support or help will come. That support and help will definitely come, even if you do not ask for it, because by that time, the two person will actually know in and about each other. So they know this particular person is looking for something and I am in a capacity to help him. It could be just a refer, or it could be even taking him in the own company, in the own team, because he is the one who's taking an interview. It could be as simple as that as well. Or he knows that his friends is working somewhere and he can actually refer and recommend because he has got a good hold and good rapport with the other person. So what we do is we start from the end. हम पहले चाहते हैं कि हमें कोई हेल्प करे, फिर हम उसके ऊपर ट्रस्ट करें, फिर हम उसके ऊपर दोस्ती करें, फिर हम उसको पहचाने. Doesn't work that way, right? So but since that is the simplest looks like, because हमें जल्दी है, right? We are in hurry. We job जल्दी मिले, इसलिए पहले रिज्यूमे भेजो. हम जाने ना जाने, maybe we'll send it to 100 people, 10 people will forward, 3 people will do something about, or 1 person might help in it. But that doesn't happen, right? So the first thing is understanding the true aspect of networking. So it's a relationship building. Relationship building takes time, takes patience. You have to nurture it, right? So इसीलिए जो है, अगर if somebody is planning to quit, so you start 2 years hence. 2 साल आप पहले start कर दो ना, so that you will have a lot of people whom you know in the industry before you actually go out. And you may actually not even have to look for a job, because by that time you know so many people out there and they also know you. It's a good rapport, good relation that you have. आपको job search करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है, right? So it needs to be taken from that point of view. Now, that was how actually networking should be used. And the second is, how do we actually build up more network? So first thing is, look for the people whom do you want to connect with. और वो तभी आएगा जब आपने कुछ डोमेन, कुछ फंक्शंस, कुछ रोल अपने लिए सेलेक्ट कर लिया है, right? At least you have decided. Otherwise, what will you do? You'll send a network connection to somebody who's doing a facility management. You'll send a connection request to somebody who's looking into IT. एक ship repairs, एक business development, एक entrepreneur, so you'll basically scatter your resources, right? So that lot, and you'll not able to nurture. मतलब what I say is quality matters over quantity. You may be having 500 connections in your network, but maybe you're not even talking to one of them. What good is it? Compare with, you just have 50, but at least with 40 people you are in conversation. So which one do you think will actually give more weightage? The lesser one, right? Because you have more time to nurture, you have more time to talk to people. So relationship building, जितना कम है उतना potent है, उतना अच्छा है. So first thing is that ज़्यादा बड़ा है तो बेहतर नहीं है, something like that. The second is you also need to join the various groups, the professionals group that you have. Whether it's a project management group, whether it's a Scrum group, whether it's a facility management group, whether it's an operation group, admin group, HR group. You name a particular role, industry, it is there. So be a part of those groups, because there you have collections. It's a gold mine. You don't have to look for people, let's say, into business analyst or consultant, right? Or let's say, R&D, somebody doing R&D into defense, because you will have a professional group where most of the people will actually be in that particular field. So आपको एक जगह पे ये सब बंदे मिल जाएंगे, आपको अलग-अलग ढूंढने की जरूरत नहीं है. They'll be from different companies, right? So go there, and start networking there. And the third is also, LinkedIn में alumni features भी है. So you can also use there if you have done some courses, some MBA from somewhere. So that is also a very potent source, because generally, we always tend to help our alumni, जिसने वो एक bonding रहती है कि भैया okay, इसने भी MBA यहीं से किया है या इसने भी similar course किया है. So that soft corner will always be there. So make use of that particular feature as well. Over to you, sir.
Very right, very right. I was also about to interject and say about alumni feature. In fact, if you go to Career Coach YouTube channel, there are 2 videos on LinkedIn related things, searches, and in that we have spoken about certain filters, and alumni is one of them. Okay. So, okay, Ram, we don't have much time because I want people to ask questions also. But what are some effective strategies? There's so much to talk about,
Yes.
but time is not there. So what are some effective strategies for using LinkedIn for job search in particular, and application processes, when especially for transitioning officers?
So first is, why do people actually go to LinkedIn for job search. In my opinion, you all must have heard about a lot of job, let's say, from a false company, right? Or for fraudulent job advertisements and all. So generally, LinkedIn, it's a trusted source. So generally you will be safer from all these fraudulent job advertisements and recruitment drive. So that's why people tend to lean towards LinkedIn for the job search. So first thing is, whenever we apply, okay, there are a lot of ways how do you go about it. You can go to the job search. You can in fact just go to the search and say, okay, I want IT security service delivery manager, let's say in Bangalore. Okay, so from there also you can actually get a lot of output. Or depending on what you have searched on the LinkedIn will also keep pushing the notifications to you, right? These are the jobs, considering your experience, your skills, your education, and your job search history. So they will also keep recommending. So the first thing what we need to do is look at that particular job description, responsibilities, roles, education, skills, what are required in that, and see where you stand. If there's some alignment that needs to be done, that should be done. Because the first thing that you should do is not to press that apply button, because that's the simplest thing, right? Anybody will do. And if it is easier for you, it is easier for everyone else also. So please remember that, right? So, pressing that button should be the last thing to do once you have done everything. So the first thing, what I suggest is, if you look at the job description, okay, first find out whether it is worth putting your time, effort and energy into it or not. Just do not play a game that अगर मैं 100 में कर दूंगा तो 15 से रिप्लाई आ जाएगी, 3 मुझे इंटरव्यू लिए बुला लेंगे तो एक जॉब मिल जाएगा. नहीं होगा, right? नहीं होगा. Okay, so first see whether you need to apply it also or not in that particular company, because ऐसा हो सकता है कि अभी इस particular company में ऐसे admin manager आ गया, आपने apply कर दिया, but that was a good company, that was your dream company, and actually your interest was into going to HR, and tomorrow the same company advertise about HR and you again put, see, चलो इस बार देखता हूँ मैं, उनके पास आपका record already है, they've already gone through your resume, so why should they give more time to you rather than finding somebody else? So you have basically taken one important chance of you being considered. क्यों? क्योंकि आपने पहले ऐसे अप्लाई कर दिया था. So please never do that. Second thing is, just see who all people are working there. That is what actually advantage LinkedIn gives. So आप पहले वहाँ देखिए, will show you so many people of number of people whom you know are already working there. वो वेल्स फार्गो में हो सकता है, टीसीएस में हो सकता है, विप्रो में हो सकता है, रिलायंस में हो सकता है, अदानी में हो सकता है, कहीं भी हो सकता है. So just click and see who all are there and how many of these people do you know personally. And that's what I said, having 50 quality is more important than having 500 whom you have never spoken. So if you have maintained that relationship, networking in true sense, then you can just pick up a phone and say, I have seen this in your company, is it okay? So if he knows you well, he'll give you very good advice. Either he'll say yes, it's good for you, it'll be good fitment, or he'll say no, don't apply. क्योंकि काफी बार क्या होता है, ये जो roles and responsibilities बहुत generic होती हैं. So that may actually not give you the actual work that is that will be tasked. So that person will give you very genuine advice कि ये आपके लिए ठीक नहीं है, is below your level, or it will not suit you, or they are not looking for the people, तो आप apply मत करो. You wait for some other chance. So that advice you will only get from that. So once you do that, and then you could also share your it depends on what level of repo you have. Okay, तो आप resume उसको share कर सकते हो. He can also recommend you from his own channels. He can also review your profile saying कि इसमें थोड़ा सा ये वाला part ज़्यादा emphasize though, because we are looking for somebody who has actually done negotiations or contract management, because ये part में we are trying to get into a new client role or something like that. So आपने किया है वो, but somehow you have not written there, so that inside information you can actually put it over there, right? And then only once everything you have done, then only apply, because apply button दबाने में तो ज़्यादा time थोड़ी लगता है. तो ये background work needs to be done. So my point is, be very judicious with what you are doing. Do not just play a number game saying कि मैं 50 को hit भेजूंगा तो 10 reply कर देंगे. It doesn't work that way. What do you say?
Right. In fact, it's a very important point, which all of us do when we hang our uniform. Left, right, and center, we think that we are fit for facility management, we are fit for security, admin, project management. We are good for strategic leader, strategic leadership, etc., etc. And जो भी job हमें दिखाई देती है उसमें easy apply का button दिखाई देता है, we just apply it. So don't do that. This one step is is the beginning, is the most important step. Before you are hanging your uniform, you should have actually identified that what is the career which you want to pursue. It may be one or two or three lines. You may be looking at project management, you may be looking at operations, or you may be looking at security, whatever it is. But three, not more than three. And or in fact, it should be not more than two actually. You should be focused enough. And your LinkedIn profile should say what you are aspiring to be. It should vouch for that. If you are looking at project management and say security, these are the two things, then your LinkedIn profile should have very generous sprinkling of project management and security. Similar is the thing for your resume. What we do is that I am looking, I have done it myself also. So while I was looking at project management, I was applying for hospital administration also. Okay. It was totally irrelevant. My profile was not even fitting there, whatever was written there. So it was a very generic GD kind of a profile, and I was applying left, right, and center. And in the bargain, what harm it does is कि आपकी वो प्रोफाइल जो है जिसमें आपने पहले एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के लिए अप्लाई किया था, few years later, 3 years later, you apply in the same this thing for say IT consultant, and they have your CV. अरे ये तो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन वाला बंदा है, ये तो IT कंसल्टेंसी के लिए कैसे अप्लाई कर रहा है? This is the kind of harm it does. So don't apply left, right, and center. Be very focused in your this thing. Job, you will get the job. I just thank each every one of you for joining on this Sunday morning, and also thank you, Commander Ram, for joining us.